Have the Glazers spent money on transfers out of their own pocket, or has it been money that the club has generated? Well, you have to say, Manchester United, if it wasn't for the Glazers, they would be a hugely successful club. They don't need a sugar daddy. They don't need rich owners. And also, they don't need anybody taking money out of the club. So I know lots of rival fans will say, well, look at the Glazers, they've spent lots of money on transfers. The important thing to remember is that money is Manchester United's money. That is money that United had generated. And if it wasn't for the Glazers and the money that's been taken out of the club, they would have probably generated even more money, and that would have meant more money spent on transfers and the stadium and other parts of the infrastructure. Why was the Glazers takeover so controversial? Well, the simple answer to that question is the Glazers didn't use their own money to buy Manchester United. You've got to go back 18 years when they took over the club. It cost them around £790 million, but they didn't use their own money. The vast majority of that they borrowed from banks, and instead of being responsible for paying that money back themselves, as soon as they got the keys to Manchester United, they loaded that debt onto Manchester United. And United have been paying back that debt over the last 18 years. And guess what? 18 years later, the debt is still £500 million. But most experts you would speak to would tell you that being owned by the Glazers has cost Manchester United more than £1 billion, probably somewhere between £1 and £2 billion. Now that is money that has effectively been totally wasted. That money has gone to the Glazers, it's gone to investors, it's gone to hedge funds, it's gone to banks, it's gone to lawyers. That money really belongs to Manchester United and its supporters, and it should have been reinvested in the club. Why is taking dividends so controversial when it happens in lots of other businesses? Simple answer to that question is Manchester United aren't just a business. They are one of the biggest football clubs in the world. They have a very proud history. They are rooted in their community. So having an owner who takes money out of that club is something that the vast majority, if not all United fans, are 100% totally and utterly against. It doesn't really happen in other clubs in the Premier League. You look at other owners, they're putting money into their clubs, not taking money out. So I understand taking dividends is the norm in normal businesses, but Manchester United is not a normal business. It is a football club rooted in the community. What will the Glazers' legacy be at Manchester United? I think if you spoke to United fans, it would be very hard to find anybody who would have anything positive to say about the Glazers from a football perspective. From a business perspective, you would have to say they've played an absolute blinder. You'd find a lot of people in the business community who would say what an incredible deal they have done. Can you see a scenario in the near future where the Glazers leave? I think it's unlikely in the short term. They had an opportunity to leave the club and bank a huge profit. But I'm afraid if you're a United fan who wants the Glazers out, it doesn't look like they're leaving anytime soon.